A lot of movies need to focus on the character versus character aspect of the story more, because in truth, that's what the fans mostly want to see anyways. Goku versus Vegeta, Light versus L, Naruto versus Sasuke, Yugi versus Kaiba, Tetsuyo and Kaneda, the list goes on. But I feel as though, instead of worrying about trying to introduce the audience to the world of whatever anime they are adapting, and feeding us all these rules and elements about the world that the fans more than likely already know to make up for the small majority of newcomers going to see the movie, if they just focus on the character versus character story structure, not only will it be more engaging and interesting to watch, it'll instinctively introduce us to all those same things and build the world subconsciously while keeping us entranced in the story of these two rivals. This way, it'll not only save the fans of the anime from feeling as if their time is being wasted, it'll also make the newcomers of the series going into the movie feel smarter and more rewarded by picking up on what they need to know and figuring out the rest, instead of being flat out told everything through exposition. When writing a story, you want your audience to feel smart. You want your audience to not feel treated like they're dumb. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, throw in fourth wall breaks every sentence of the script, but you have to find a balance between your dumbest audience member and your smartest. And if you can make your dumbest feel smart, it's a great feeling as a viewer or consumer. Like when I watched Death Note for the very first time, I guarantee you I felt 10 times as intelligent after coming out of it. Not just because these characters with insane IQs are burning the screen with entertainment, but shortly into the series I found myself questioning every single thing without knowing what's going to happen next. At that point, I'm literally so invested in a story that I'm paying attention to every little detail while still being on the edge of my seat in anticipation for what's next to come. And as a storyteller, what more could I ask for or want from my audience than that? Now, I bring up all this for good reason. Rivalry is important. I think that everything about Death Note is fantastic. The world, the characters, the way things unfolded, the pacing. But the one thing that kept me grounded in the root of all those fantastic things is the rivalry between Light and L. Watching their battle unravel was the centerpiece of brilliance for the series. Yes, there's so much that happens, and the test of wits between these two dives into many different things that happen in the story. But when you break it down to a fundamental level, it's still a rivalry, a character versus character story. This isn't just an anime. I've talked about this in other Death Note live action videos, but Christopher Nolan does this very well. He has a very strong understanding of the character versus character story structure, and it shows by how well the execution is in a lot of his films. The Prestige, Insomnia, and of course, The Dark Knight. A lot of things happen in Dark Knight, but what's the part you're really interested in? The thing you want the most of? The thing that all the flashy explosions and stunts are only great and exciting to watch because of the rivalry between Batman and Joker. Watching the battle between these two play out, that is the center of the story that engages me the most. Nolan could have introduced an entire new theory on scientific evolution as a subplot in the film, and I would have never debated whether it was necessary or not, because I'm so focused in on the main meat of the story, the rivalry. And I find myself in the same position when it comes to a lot of stories that I love. A few examples I mentioned earlier in anime, and not that those are the only thing I focused on, given a lot of those long-running shonen anime are too long to have the rivalry be the main focus the whole time. But you see where I'm getting at. Now, if we were to talk about anime live action, right? We got the Naruto movie coming, we got the Akira movie coming. This is definitely something we can discuss when it comes to a plausible structure for a script for these movies. I mean, how far is the Lionsgate Naruto movie going to take the story? And depending on how far that is, how is it all going to tie together, have a clear beginning, middle, and end, and still work as a cohesive, fulfilling narrative? A character versus character film or rivalry could be the answer. I'm not saying it is, but just something I wanted to talk about, because we see so many rivalries and character versus character type stories in both anime and film that it just interested me as another thing we can talk about for similarities of both forms of art, and one more way that we can seek to close this gap of making good anime live action films. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell to stay up to date with all the anime live action content that I'm going to be bringing you. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.